It's time to present Scott duPont to bring you another episode of Finance Your Movie with tips and strategies to help you get your money to tell your story. It's time!
All right, another episode. I am thrilled to have Aashish Chanana, who is the CEO of Media Factory Inc. And he just has a film coming out called All I Want for Christmas Is You. Welcome, Ash.
Thank you, and lovely to be here, Scott.
So, my first question, did you have any issues with a clearance? Because wasn't there another famous movie 10 years earlier, All I Want for Christmas Is You?
You know, it's interesting that my previous film was Obsessions, and when you look it up, there are multiple obsessions. You can't do anything about it. Similarly, when you look up All I Want for Christmas Is You, there pretty much are a bunch of these names already there. And I just kind of liked the name and just went with it. That's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I always wonder about that. We had to get a movie cleared. It wasn't that big of a deal. We just ran it by the lawyers and said, yeah, okay, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting story. I don't know if time we'll have to dive too deep, but you're a writer, director, producer, and an actor. But you started out in India, then you went to Canada, and now you're in LA. Tell us kind of the origins of where you are today.
Okay, so I actually started off in India, Bollywood, as they call it now. I did films as an actor, producer, director, and then I set up a pretty good size VFX, visual effects studio, where I had about 70 artists working for me 24/7.
Wow.
Yeah. And because I am a technical kind of person, always kind of getting behind the machines, wanting to study the software and the hardware, breaking, opening up machines and everything since childhood, I just fitted into this slot of visual effects. Understanding film always helped. Being a photographer on the side always helped. And then, that's where I basically went. And then we were fortunate to work on a film with the biggest icon of the Russian film industry called Nikita Mikhalkov. And his film actually brought us to an event at the Oscars. This is 2008. And the kind of response that I got there was incredible. And at that time, I think I had pretty much peaked in India. So I moved base to Los Angeles. Then 2012, I got an invitation by the Canadian government to set up a studio in Canada. So 2013, I moved base to Vancouver, where I set up a visual effects and film studio.
Were those incentives? Was that part of the invitation?
Yeah, I don't really get too much carried away with incentives because incentives are great, but they always have a lot of things attached to it. There were incentives if I brought over my team from India, while I was thinking the other way around, that if I'm working in Los Angeles, I want to work with the talent here. When I'm working with Canadian, people, I'd rather work with the talent there. Not to say that I stopped completely working with my team in India, but a lot of the jobs that I was doing was always local because that's the reason why I moved, right? Otherwise, I would have been wherever I was. So I wanted to explore, I wanted to grow with the talent both in Canada and the US. So I spent a couple of years there. Then one of my films called Afreen, which was based on like a post 9/11 situation. All this was going to take a long time if we keep talking about my previous films, but that film did extremely well. In short,
won a lot of awards, I think, right?
Yeah, it won 65 awards, 4 national awards, best film in Russia, and it was
Incredible.
overwhelming. Nothing of that is what me or any of my cast or crew expected. And that is the film which encouraged me to come back to Los Angeles. And then
Let me
yeah.
so you're back in LA now. Let me dive back a little bit deeper. When you first started out in Bollywood, was it really kind of an actor that opened up the door to you, and then you started producing as an actor or
I don't know
director?
how other actors feel honestly, but as an actor, I was feeling underutilized. Probably because I did have that direction inside me. I used to direct a lot of theater, and I thought that the people I was working with at that time, I felt I could do better. And that's when I made my first film, which was a television premiere, which did extremely, extremely well. And in fact, so many years down, I still have fans for that first ever, film that I made. It was called Tasveer, and then I just kind of followed this trajectory.
Now that first television movie you made, was that something where the network or the studio put up the money, or you have to actually raise some money? How did that come together?
Honestly, I put every bit of money I had,
Good for you.
every bit of it that I had to borrow from my dad the last day of the shoot. But I was done with, like, I was like, my bank said nothing when I
That
finished.
that's true passion right there. That's
Yeah, I
true
just put
passion.
everything. And everybody told me that, oh, you know what, you come from so and so family, your dad's whatever, he's a senator. So you must have just kind of picked money from whatever. And that was not true, but I didn't waste my time replying to them. Uh, so I was completely zilch, zero after the film. Everybody said, you'll never make the kind of money that you spend on the film. I made 3 times the money I spent on the film. Yeah,
Good for
yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean,
Good
I
for
did
you.
go overboard because it's your first baby. You'd want to do every bit that you can. I did that, and I'd never thought of the result. And that's kind of how I am I indulge completely in every project that I do. And then I just leave it in God's hands, and God's been kind.
Yeah, good for you. So let's circle back to your most current movie that if you're seeing this episode in during the holiday season, November, December, you can actually see it right now. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Um, that was a bigger budget, multi-million dollars, but not too crazy. It wasn't like 5, 10, 20 million. Was this self-financed? Did you bring in some other money? Did you approach a
It's pretty
studio, Hallmark?
No, we are going that route maybe now, but I, put everything. That's kind of how I do it. I don't think about it. I do start with a budget. We try to, work within that budget, but then I put in so much more work and effort and just never give up. Like, in the sense, like, my DOPs would have to tell me enough, like, let's just get it over with. And that's what happened with Afreen, and that's always my case, because I edit my films, I color grade my films,
Oh, wow, you do everything.
pretty much, and then I have the visual effects sensibilities, so I'm always trying to add more to the film. So I have to put a date and say, okay, fine. So I knew that this is the time I would like to release this, holiday season. So then I kind of put just all my eggs in this basket, and I just said, let's do it.
Do you think that's a and this is a good kind of something that filmmakers will want to be wondering about. Do you think your passion and your drive, because I've heard people describe you as a perfectionist, you're always trying to make things look really, really good. Do you think that makes your films stand out, the success they've had, the awards, the ROI? Is that perfectionism?
Honestly speaking, I cannot look at it any other way. If I put my name to a project, it has to be the best that I can do. So I just keep working at it, just like a painting. I would just keep finishing it, finishing it, finishing it. And I enjoy the process. In fact, I know it takes a while because I put in too much work on it, but I enjoy the process, and I feel, yes, definitely somewhere, if I am satisfied, I know that my audience, my distributors, my investors will definitely feel that, yes, this is a good product.
Awesome. What would you, another piece of advice I'd love you to share with our audience who are aspiring filmmakers or maybe filmmakers stepping up in budget, trying to do maybe their second film. So when you did your first film years ago, you said you had to borrow money or to ask people. Obviously, that's always a challenge, no matter
Mhm.
what. What advice would you give to people in putting together their project, whether they have to borrow, beg, ask,
Well,
sometimes favors, it's not just
uh,
not always money.
I would think all that, of course, you have to till you start getting funded for projects. So when I am directing for other people, I'm simple. I mean, I would do whatever I'm given. And at times I have gone overboard, which means, if I'm not happy with the final product that has come out with the money that has been given to me, but the fact that I accepted to do that job, I will put in every bit of my studio time, effort, everything till I give it my 100%. So this is how I do it. But if I had to advise somebody, honestly, the sensible advice is stay within your budget. So plan, like keep another 25% on top of what you think you will spend so that you are safe. You're good. You're not going to be in that situation that you have to beg, borrow, and steal. But yes, to raise the amount of money that you feel that you need. So let's say, for example, my film X project is going to cost me 75,000. I would budget it 100,000 so that my bit of perfection, and I'm sure every artist, every director has a lot of his own perfection that he wants to bring in, should keep that extra margin in the budget. And I think that people who are investing or producers who understand the passion of filmmaking would respect that.
Yeah, well, that's professionalism. You're
Yeah,
doing the pre-production work. You're doing a professional budget, which potential investors will want to see, and they want to make sure that you not only have the passion, but the professionalism to see it through.
true, true. I mean, let them know very clearly that this is my budget, but I want to keep something extra just for incidentals, and they would respect that.
This is your first Christmas movie, is it not?
It is actually, yes, it is.
That's exciting. I
It
have a
is
lot of friends that
definitely,
have done
and
Christmas movies, and it's the gift that keeps giving. A lot of people watch them, and then next
you know
Christmas, people will tune in again.
that's one amazing part of it. But the kind of responses that I have got for the film so far, I'm thinking, why didn't I do this earlier? And I'm definitely sure that I would, I'm kind of holding myself to do a second one. My crew, my cast wants me to do a sequel, but I'll wait for this to kind of settle in and let people watch it, let people enjoy it, and then do another film which is completely different, so that I can come back with the same, passion for Christmas.
Awesome. Well, when I saw the trailer for All I Want for Christmas Is You, I was really, really impressed. I can't wait to see the film
Thank you.
in just a week or two here. Thanks for the invitation. And where can people see it if they're listening or watching this podcast right now?
So 11th of November is the slated date of release. It's going to initially be on Amazon. It's going to be on iTunes. It's going to be on multiple other platforms. So I think the date to look for is 11th November. And then hopefully it'll keep flowing into hopefully like a Hallmark or, other great places.
I'm sure it will. If it looks half as good as the trailer did, I'm sure you're going to have success with it. I want to thank Andrea from Vision Films. Thanks for the referral. And I wish you all the best, Ash, for all I want for Christmas is you.
Thank you. And thanks, Andrea. Thanks, Mark, Lise, everybody who's been supportive. And lots of love to all my viewers. And I hope everybody has the best holiday season ever.
It's time!
There's never been a better time to make your own film. And if you have a dream project you're excited about and 100% committed to getting it funded, go to financeyourmovie.com, click on the green telephone, you'll see our calendar and find an open spot. We'll do a one-on-one call, which will be the best hour you've ever spent getting clarity and strategy towards financing your movie.